This video is titled The 7 Steps to a Successful Segment. Let me explain. If you remember earlier, we explained the show clock and all the moving parts. Each one of those takes careful planning and preparation by your show host. And so I'm going to walk you through the 7. You don't have to learn these, but I just want you to be aware. Hopefully you're looking at this experience of you coming on either as a guest or being an expert contributor as an opportunity to improve your communication with your clients and how you present solutions to your clients. So with that said, number 1 is what's called a pre-segment tease. A pre-segment tease is the segment that's basically running before you're going to be on air. They're talking about what's coming up. Now, the second part of this is your segment opening. So the segment opening has to be compelling. It has to be, by the way, the best thing that you can do is open it up with a story of 4-step story, by the way. A person that showed up with the problem. Number 2, you might have an idea for fixing it. Number 3, you present the solution. And number 4 is your call to action. That's a whole different video that we'll go into a little bit more detail with. But number 3 is the opening question for the guest. That's what's going to happen. So your segment's going to be pre-teased, going to be opened with hopefully a good, strong opening, something where the listener just, if they're in their car and they just pull into the driveway, they just want to sit in the car and listen to that segment. It's got to be compelling to get a person, radio, nobody sits by the radio for an entire hour anymore and listen, unless they're sitting at their desk. Radio is basically listened to in 8 and 12 minute sound bites now. People getting in their car, getting out of their car, but your radio show is going to be repurposed on iTunes in a podcast. Our technology team has put together that technology to be able to do that. So some people will download it, and see, listeners today don't want to be told when to listen. They want to listen to it when they want to. If they want to put something on pause and revisit it, they'll do that. So this isn't just about the live signal with radio. It's about repurposing everything that we're doing and using all these different mediums to be able to communicate with people. The next part of this, step number 4, is as you've gone through the introduction, you've gone through the opening, now we're going to get to the frequently asked questions. What are the most frequently asked questions by the people that engage your services? And then we're going to ask you to answer them. And then the next component of this, component number 5, is to present a case study. The case study is important because then the listeners can possibly see themselves in that same person's shoes that you're telling the story about. Step 6 is what's called piggyback questions. And piggyback questions is during the conversation, you may have brought something up that wasn't really planned, but it's relevant and it's important. And if the host sees it as such, the host will grab onto that and drill down and ask you more questions about that. Number 7 of the 7-step process to a successful segment is your call to action. You don't want to keep throwing out your calls up to action, call me, call me, call me, call me, all throughout your segment. And the reason is that's called infomercial radio. You really want to avoid infomercial radio. Give them some great contact, get them to stay engaged, give them a strong call to action, and they'll want to get in touch with you. Thank you.